Hello. Welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name's Jason Newland. And that's little Vinny's in the background. You can either see him or hear him, depending on whether or not you're watching on YouTube or listening on a podcast. I make no apologies for anything he does. This is his home. He does whatever he wants to do when he's in it. So there. So don't complain. Not that anyone has complained, but you know. Oh, please only listen. He's squeaking when you can safely close your eyes. This is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I'm a little bit tired. I don't know what time it is. It's got to be getting on to 9 o'clock probably by now. So I'll do this and then I'm going to go to bed. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's just had his dinner. He's had some of my dinner. Had a drink. But just been out. So I don't know what else I can do for him. We had a little kick around as well with the ball. His little football. So I didn't go. I didn't go to jiu-jitsu tonight. Because I don't know if it's me making excuses. It might be. But my neighbour, I've got an elderly neighbour, and I'm trying to help him out to get him a bit sorted. And he's got, I got him a shower, ones you attach to the taps in the bathroom, and I'm gonna attach it from tomorrow. It's just one of those you just attach and screw on. I don't know when I became a handyman. So I got that for him, and then yesterday he said, he knocked on my door. He said, "Have you got a charger, a phone charger?" I said, "Yes, thanks, bye." I closed the door, came back in the living room, and he knocked on the door again. He said, "That's right." "What?" He said, "No, what I mean is, I need my charger's broke. My phone charger's broken." I said, "Sorry to hear about that. See ya." I closed the door and knocks on the door again. I don't know, what else could it be? I was surprised it was him again. And he said, "Could I borrow your charger?" I said, "No. Bye." And I thought that would be it then. And no, knocks on the door again. "Why are you being so rude?" "I'm not. See ya." And I thought, no, he basically, I didn't have a charger, and he has the same charger for his tablet and for his phone, but it's not the same as what I've got. So I ordered it for him, but I went into his flat to try and see what kind of charger it was. And I was Vinny, what are you doing, mate? Why are you acting so weird? Do you need a toilet? What is it? What do you want? Do you need a toilet? If you need the toilet, tell me and we'll go to the toilet. What is it, Vin? He just wants me to turn my head around so everyone can see the big, massive bald patch. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. One day I will do it and you'll see it, and I'll do it by accident, but you ain't going to see it. I'm not going to show you. No, I'm not. I've realised that what's going to happen is that's receding upwards, and eventually I'm going to just have the side bits. I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm not pleased about that. I'm not. Seriously, I'm not pleased about that. He's still looking at me like, I'm not talking to you anymore, Vinny. I am talking to you, but right now I'm doing a recording. He's a weird, he whines a lot. He really, keeps staring at me. He keeps staring at me. Okay, good. Oh, sorry. Well, I've just picked him up. And, well, he's not struggling to get off me. I just don't know. What is it you want, Vinny? What is it my little boy wants? Hey? Look. Hey. Calm down. Calm down. He acts so weird, like I'm going to hurt him. But I've got him. I completely supported him. Aren't you? This is what it's like on the bus. I take him on the bus and he lets me pick him up. But then he's like wiggling. Hey? Well, get off then. You don't have to cuddle me if you don't want to. I just thought maybe that's what you needed. Strange. I hope I edit that bit out where I walk over to the settee. Otherwise, it's not just the back of my head that you're going to be like. And relax. So I got up again to try and figure out what it is he wants. And he still didn't know. I thought, does he want to go out? But no, he didn't want to go out. And he started barking because there was a neighbour slamming their door because a couple of people in this building don't know how to close doors. It's a very complex process, I know, how to close a door without slamming it, but we've all got our skills. We're all good at something. I mean, I wish I could slam doors, I just don't know how to. I never learned. I must have missed that week at school. You know, so I imagine it took a week to learn it, because it's a complicated process. Got him an egg, and now he's happy. He's now eating an egg. A raw egg. He likes raw eggs. Every now and then. So he's happy now. One of his favourite things. Right. Before we go any further, just to let you know, my YouTube channel is at Jason Newland. My Facebook group is Jason Newland's Boring Group. There's 206 members. Lost a member recently. I mean, I haven't lost, but someone's just gone, left the group or whatever. And my website's jasonnewland.com, that's where my podcast lives. I'm also, all my recordings, I do 6 versions of each recording I do. So 1 without music, 1 with music, 5 and 10 hours without music, 5 and 10 hours with music. And they're available Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, and you just name it, they're everywhere. Spreaker. Also on my website, all the latest recordings are uploaded onto my website every single time. Now, I also do 2 versions of each recording, or each video I do, as well. So I do the video, which is, if I do a live video, it's like this. And then I do a 10-hour version, which is without music, and it's just an image for 10 seconds and then a dark screen for the rest of the time. So I do 2 versions. So if you want to listen to 10 hours and not have the screen being bright, it's quite handy. So what I want to show you is, I don't know if you've seen these before. This is a picture that was painted by Cara for me. Can you see that? It's lovely, isn't it? See, that's Andre. Of course, that's Vinny. Now, for those that don't know who Andre is, he was my firstborn, and had him from 2015 till 2021. And Vinny, I've had since, I don't know, 2022 to now. December 2022. Yeah, just December 2020. So that's from Cara, thank you. And this, my third mummy did for me for Christmas. How cool is that? It's done with pastels. Can you see that? So it's Vinny again. So if anyone wants to do a thing, because what I'm thinking of doing, see that black bit on the wall? That's actually the soundproofing that's next to the bookcases. I'm thinking of maybe putting these on there and having a little, I don't know, just some pictures. I mean, you might want to do a picture of me, but, you know, make sure, the most important thing is if you're going to do a picture of me, if you're going to paint or pastel or draw, just make sure it doesn't look like me. That's all. That's all I ask. Right. What I've been doing lately, I'm just going to log into I want to see what the YouTube channel is starting to grow a little bit. Just a little bit. It's starting to grow a little bit, and I've been making more regular videos, although it's a little bit, it's very time consuming. It's not just the videos, it's the editing, it's the processing. It does take a while to get it all done, but you know, I'm still sticking at it. And recently, because before I was getting, I don't know, oh no, he's going to talk about the analytics. Yes, it's definitely gone up. Well, it's not actually, probably not that much really. I've had 1,000 hours watch time in the last 30 days. 28 days, sorry. 1,000. So I don't know quite what that is in, if you divide that by the days, but it's quite a few. And I've now got 1,454 subscribers. So please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, just for the hell of it. Other than that, not much going on there. I'm just doing my day-to-day thing. The podcasts are doing okay as well, actually. Yeah. Podcasts are doing all right. Yeah. Yesterday was a really good day, actually. So I'm doing... The only thing is, because I'm doing the ASMR, or the deep sleep whisper hypnosis recordings, I'm doing them more regularly now. And it's because they're the ones that are more popular on YouTube. And I don't want to choose one over the other, because I like doing the Let Me Boy to Sleep, because I can just shoot the breeze or whatever, you know. Shoot the trees. The breeze in the trees. chase the caterpillars in the clouds. I don't know, whatever the term is. And I just don't want to choose one over the other. But also, let's have a look. I do have to address something that will get me a few hundred views, because I don't get a lot of views, but something that will get me a few hundred on YouTube will be a deep sleep whisper compared to like 2.5 views for a Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I'm exaggerating, but you know, it's a lot less. I don't know, I suppose a part of me is like, I've put so much time into developing this Let Me Bore You to Sleep thing. And I suppose I was hoping that more people would be watching them. But it doesn't really matter, does it? I just continue doing what I'm doing. So the deep sleep whisper ones are doing pretty good. Oh, he's moaning, he's whining. He's like, do you want to go in the bedroom? Or are you going to behave? You just had an egg, mate, come on. Blimey, that's a weird, it's a weird sentence, isn't it? Stop whining, you just had an egg. I can't believe he's moaning. I gave him an egg. It does sound a bit silly when I say it out loud. What you got to moan about, Vinny? You're just eating an egg. You just had a raw egg. Yeah, maybe that's... That was a weird noise. Alright, so Vinny... Alright, my neighbour... I went to his flat just to have a look at his phone to see what kind of phone it is, and it's just I don't know, I think it might be an Android smartphone, and so I didn't have what he needed to charge it. But what I noticed was it was really cold in there. Like, really cold. Walking out of the hallway, the communal hallway, it felt colder than what it was outside in the hallway. It was kind of like, I think you need to open the windows to let some warmth in, which is weird because it's January. Well, February now. Go away. I gave in to his whining and I took him outside in the garden. And now he's come up and he's just staring at me again. I don't know. I think what I need to do, maybe get a double seat so he can sit next to me. Because if I had another seat next to me, he would jump up and sit on the chair next to me. So maybe that's what I need to do, get something like that. Because, yeah, I don't know why, but he seems to like, because I guess there's no room here, and he likes to have his own space so he can sit rather than having to sit on me. He likes to sit by me. Just like he's sitting by me now on the floor. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. Get a little double chair. I'll look into that, see what I could do. Ooh, I've never been so excited. So yeah, this recording's not really going very well. I've been disturbed multiple times already by him. He did the same earlier when I was doing a Deep Sleep Whisper. And it's try not to close your eyes hypnosis challenge. And I'm doing it. It's a whisper one, so I'm doing it. And he's like, just whine. So I put him in the bedroom. Close the door, came in here, closed the door. I thought he was going to be barking and moaning that he does sometimes when I do that. And he doesn't get put in there very often. But he didn't make a sound. Did you? It was only for, what, half an hour? Blimey. Half an hour out of a 24-hour day. He spends 24 hours a day with me. I mean, who'd want to do that? I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So I've eaten. Can you hear him? You're really annoying. Why are you doing it? What is it you want, Vinny? I wish I could know what he wants, because he's gone to the toilet. His appetite's fine. He was playing around earlier, so he's playing fine. He's sleeping fine. So I don't think he's in any kind of distress or discomfort, really. He's just moaning. I think he's just bored. You're just bored, aren't you? In some ways, I'm probably the worst place for him to live, because it's just me on my own. And you can probably figure out it's quite boring here. There's not a lot going on. He'd be much happier if he was in a family with a bunch of kids, big garden, big house to run around in, maybe another dog to play with, getting taken away on holiday, stuff like that. He'd love all that. That would be him being taken in the car. He'd be happy. That would be his ideal lifestyle. Being here, stuck here with a middle-aged old fart like me, doesn't seem very fair on him, really. No, didn't really think it through, did I? Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if he's happy or not. It's hard to tell. You miserable or you happy? He's happy when he's getting treats, I know that. Aren't you? What's that on your nose? What's that on your nose? What is that? What's that? I think he just wants my attention. The last thing you want is my undivided attention. Ooh. That was weird. I keep getting heckled by... Look. That's how rubbish these bottles are. They're so flimsy. So, yeah, so I'm in my neighbour's flat. It's so cold. And he's wearing a coat. It's like, he's got his boots on. You don't wear your boots indoors, do you? When you're relaxing, you don't. I mean, I don't know, but I don't. I've got boots that I wear when I go out. I don't wear them when I'm sitting, relaxing, watching telly. That's the opposite to relaxing. I mean, it's not the Wild West. You know, I think in them days you'd keep your boots on. Maybe not all the time. Maybe never. Perhaps not a great comparison. I don't know why I even thought about that. But the point is, I said, why is it so cold in here? I noticed it the other day, and he was saying, oh, it's fine. And he's there with his like coat and a hat. Like, doesn't seem fine to me. But I didn't go in. I just felt it. It's like, you open the door, it's like opening a freezer. So the bloke's like 103. So I'm thinking, he needs to be a bit careful. But at the same time, he's doing well. He's clearly healthy. So I think having a bit of cold is probably good for us. Not having a cold, but not being too warm, I think is quite a good thing, maybe. Or not, I don't know. What do I know? But I keep hearing that elderly people shouldn't let the room temperature get below 10 degrees in the What? He's now bending over. He's now lying on his back, and I don't know what he wants. What do you want? I don't know what he wants. I don't know what you want, Vinny. If I knew what it was you wanted, I would do it. I would sort it out. Seriously, I would sort it out. You can't be hungry because you've eaten. In fact, you've left a bit of food there, but you've eaten most of your food. You just want to have your tummy stroked. Is that what you want? I might take him to the vet soon. I think he's due a checkup because I'm not sure if he's okay. I think he's okay, but I don't know. Seems to be distressed sometimes, and I don't like it. Because we can't communicate with the little monkeys, can we? It's like all they go, rah, rah, rah. So I don't know what's going on. He looks at me, and I'm like, what do you want? Are you hungry? Do you want to, I'm not going to say the words, because he'll probably expecting he's going OUT again. Or do you want a TREEEET? I'm like, what is it? What is it you want? And I don't know. He keeps staring at me as well. Stop staring at me. With his little frowned eyebrows. Beautiful brown eyes. So, yeah, I'm in my neighbours anyway. Yesterday. And I said, it's so cold in here. What's going on? He said, oh, nothing. It's been like this for ages, and the heating. I said, so the heating doesn't come on? He said, yeah, it does come on sometimes. I said, why don't you turn it on when you need it to be hot? He said, I don't know how to. So he's lived there for 26 years or something. And his boiler's, I think, relatively new, but he's probably had it for a few years. So I just like, what's going on? You can't be just living in these freezing temperatures and not, I mean, clearly he has and he can, but he doesn't need to. And I said, I felt the refrigerator, the what's it, radiator, and it was ice cold. Like, he's got a pint of milk on the windowsill of the kitchen, ice cold. He's like, doesn't need a fridge. And I said, you need to have your heating on. And he said, well, you know, I don't want to get big bills. I said, okay, fair enough. Well, I said, well, put the heating on. If your bills are too high, I'll try and help you pay it. You know, I'll pay towards it. You can't let yourself be frozen. It's ridiculous. You can't. I know he's got his pride, because I've got no pride, so I don't. But he's got his pride, and he doesn't want people fussing over him. I understand. I don't like being fussed over. It's just annoying rather than anything to do with pride, I think. But he needs a little bit of help. Just a little bit of help. It's not a lot of help, just a little bit. And I've been trying to do that, like get him the shower bits and getting him a few bits and pieces to help him. And got him some coat hangers for tomorrow. He's still moaning. Can you hear him? All right, I'll stroke you. That's it. Good boy. Good boy. And so I'm just so in this flat thinking, what's going on? This is the night before. And I said, you telling me your heating comes on? Well, when does it come on? He said, well, it came on last night about 10 for a couple of hours. 10 in the evening, and then it goes off. Doesn't come on in the morning. He wasn't sure. So I said, well, I tell you what, because this is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I said to him, try and keep track of when it comes on overnight, tonight and tomorrow morning. And when I see you tomorrow, I'll check up and see how you're getting on and see if it's come on or not. He told me today it came on at 10 till about 12, something like that. It didn't come on in the morning. And it was freezing cold. He had his coat on, like really cold. It felt like standing outside. Now, which just goes to show how little warmth there's been, because it takes a while for a flat, because these aren't big flats, it takes a while for them to cool down to that level in between being heated. So I can turn my radiators off completely. It's going to take quite a while before it gets to feeling like it's outside. It'll feel colder, but it won't feel like I'm standing outside, because there's some heat. There's still a little bit of something, in the building. I don't know. It made sense to me when I was saying it out loud. I think it's true. Might not be. And so I went and saw him today. I ordered him a charger yesterday on Amazon. It came through, put it through his door. And then I hear that someone's been put through my door, and he's put it through my door. So I knock on his door. I said, why did you put it through my door? He said, I don't know. I said, but I put it through your door because I ordered it for you, didn't I, yesterday? You needed a charger. He said, oh, okay. So I said, can we just check it out? I'll come in if it's okay. I'll come in and we'll just check out the thing. And I could feel the cold from the room, from the build, from his flat coming out. And he's got a hat on, he's got a big coat on, his boots. He's got his hands in his pockets. Like, this is not good, man. This is not right. Yeah, I just think if that was, because he's around the same age as my dad. I think there's like 2 years between them. My dad's a year and a half older than he is. Or a year, or, there's not a lot in it. And I suppose I like to think that when I'm that age, there's going to be someone to look out for me, because there isn't now. So I guess why would there be then? But I'd like to think that there'd be some kindness, sort of, like a local neighbour. I guess all neighbours are local, aren't they? Really, a local, but someone that actually shows some caring, making sure I'm okay, and just little bits like that. Not intrusive. I try not to be intrusive with him. But just, I guess I'm a little bit... I suppose maybe I am being a little bit intrusive, but not in a... I leave him alone most of the time, but when he needs something done, I'll only get it done. So I said to him today, I'm calling the council. First of all, I spoke to my neighbour downstairs to see what kind of control she's got for her gas for the heating, because I've got like a dialy one, which is really easy to use. You turn it around, it clicks on. Turn it around the other way, it clicks off. You put it to a certain level, and if the temperature goes below a certain amount, it goes on. It's just really, really easy. His one, we're playing with it and it wasn't doing anything. So I called my neighbour downstairs, and we went on FaceTime, and I showed her it, and she said, "Oh no, I think I know someone that knows how to operate those things." And she was like, "Just press this," and nothing was happening. Looked at the gas boiler itself, seeing if there's, because she said sometimes they have controls on there which you turn your heating on from the gas, the actual, what is it, the gas thing itself, the boiler itself. So wasn't successful. So I said to my neighbour, I'm caught this, the one I was in his flat, the old geezer, and I says, I'm calling the council. And I said, I'm going to call them now. And I was about to go out, and I thought, no, I'll tell you what, I'll call them while I'm with you, because they might need me to look at the thing on the wall and to look at the gas meter, the gas boiler. So they might need me to look at that before they send anyone out. So I call them up, and, you know, it's like, press 3 if you would like to be spoken to today. Press 7 if you're wearing flip-flops. It's like just so many different like choices. And then in a queue for about, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 minutes. And eventually someone answered the phone. She was lovely, very lovely person. And I explained the situation. I said, I'm with my neighbour. Now, they must have my number come up because they didn't ask who I was or anything. Because in the past, they've not even dealt with me. Saying, well, no, we've got to deal with your neighbour. Can't, you know, but they didn't ask anything like that. But I am now down as his next of kin. Not next of kin, but his, someone that they can contact if they can't get hold of him. So I can knock on his door and check if he's okay, and someone that I can, because I call him up to help him, instead of him doing it, I call up, I'm with him when I do it, but I call them up to get, I don't know, so when he's had stuff go wrong, when he got locked out, when he couldn't get out because his door jammed, when he lost his key. God, that was weird. When he couldn't get out of the flat, I actually went and got him chips, fish and chips, and they packaged them into little packets, and I put them through a letterbox for him. It's true. This was about 6 months ago, maybe longer. So I'm kind of, I'm down as a person that they can talk to on his behalf. But it's not a situation like talking about him or anything like that. It's just to help, someone to help, because sometimes he doesn't answer his phone, or that's it really. So I called up. The lady was lovely, and I was explaining to her, like, he's 300 years old. He's pretty much set for mountaineering. The only thing that he's not wearing is skis right now. And he was getting annoyed with me. And he started talking. I said, shh, I can't talk to the lady and talk to you at the same time. And he punched me. No, he didn't. I think he wanted to. So eventually they sent someone round, and they got here within about an hour. It was pretty quick. And the bloke came in, and I said to my neighbour, come and get me when he's here. Well, I did see him. I went and saw him, went in there. But I said, come and see me when he's finished, because I wanted to find out how to use the system, because my neighbour said he didn't want to know. I said, yeah, but you're in control of the heating. You're the one that turns it on and off when you need it. You need to know how it works. I don't want to touch anything. So it's one of those, just wasn't sure what to do. So I thought, at least if I know how to do it, I can at least turn it on if it needs to be turned on. Hopefully he will have it on. But this bloke was in a hurry. Well, he clearly had lots of different jobs to go to, so he was in and out quite quick. The control panel was completely broke. So he refitted it, refixed it and everything. And he was actually on his way down the stairs, and I came out and I said, "Are you off, are you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you do me a favour? Can you just come back up and show me how to operate this thing? Sorry, but just I need to know." And he did, and it's just basically you just press up to turn it on, press down to turn it off. I'm still not sure how it works, to be honest. It looks weird, but it was on. The heating started to come on. So I'll speak to him tomorrow to find out, because I've ordered him some coat hangers, because he needs some coat hangers now, because they took away his, when the council did some stuff, they took away his curtain racks, you know, the curtain rails. He took them away because he used to put his clothes on them, which I do as well actually. And so he's going to put them over the, I suppose, over the doors or something. So maybe I'll try and, I said, just get a wardrobe. And he said, "Mind your own business." Did I say I wanted a wardrobe? Or did I say I want some coat hangers? Get me some damn coat hangers now, monkey boy. I was like, okay, all right, fair enough. So yeah, I've ordered them some coat hangers. And that should be it. I managed to get the downstairs flat sorted for their door camera. So I got some bits to help to put that on. Got these sticky bits, because we're not supposed to drill into the doors. So there's I got one for the neighbour downstairs and one of the neighbours upstairs. So now 4 out of 6 flats have got door cameras on. And I got some from my other neighbour as well. So I bought all 4 of them. But hey, there's a hero if you look inside your bra. So yeah, I bought, this is like ages ago. This is beginning of last year, because my neighbour was having someone harassing her, and she just moved in. She was like 19, and I thought, I can't be having that. So I got a camera for her, got a camera for me, got a camera for everyone that lived in the building at the time, which was 4 people. Oh, technically 5, but one was away for a bit. So, that was in January, or was it December? No, it was in January, no, December. I wasn't good for anything. December 2023. No, I wouldn't have done anything 2023. So it would have been January probably. So that's sorted. Hopefully have a little bit more security in here. And once I got his taps, his shower thing fitted to his taps, and got his what are they, clothes hangers, it should be sorted. I don't think there's anything else. And providing he's putting the heater on, because the boiler was working fine. Hot water was fine. Oh yeah, went to do the hot water. He said, "Can you check the hot water?" The lady said on the phone. So I go to check the hot water. No, don't. So he's got a leak in the sink. There's a leak, and there's a big bucket underneath the sink. He said, so I had to go to the bathroom. The hot water was fine. I said to him, and the lady said, there's a leak under the sink. I said, yeah. How long's that been there for? My neighbour said, I don't know, years, donkey's years. So I just wonder what else has got going on, you know, what else needs doing. But there's only so much I can do. I mean, I learned the hard way, really, that you can't help people that don't want to accept the help. I mean, he's pretty cool. He is accepting some help, and he even asks me for help. But there's a line. There's a line, and there isn't actually a line. I'm saying in like a metaphorical line. He knows he can ask me, so I think that's changed recently. I mean, he's always known. I've helped him out in the past, but I think he needs a little bit of help with things like online stuff, ordering things. He's walking around without any gloves on, so I got him some gloves. It's like, why just wear gloves? And because we live so far away from anything, to buy anything means like a journey to get, and he doesn't want to do that journey, which I understand. I do completely. So I just got him some gloves, got him bits and bobs, and then the other day he said, I haven't got a mug. I said, what do you mean you haven't got a mug? He said, well, I'm not laughing at him, just laughing at it. So he has a coffee. He likes to have a coffee in the morning. He's got these two little cups, but they're tiny little things. So, well, not tiny, but So he has a coffee. He has two cups of coffee, so that he can have like one coffee. So I actually bought a mug in December as one of these like positive mugs with, positive affirmations on it. So I gave him that, and it's little things like that, and he's grateful for, because he said to me today, I had a lovely cup of coffee this morning. And I said, why are you telling me that? I thought I'd escaped. No, I said, that's nice. Bye. And I closed the door. So yeah. So I'm trying to help a little bit. Minimal. No, not minimal, but maybe. Spoke to my auntie the other day. My auntie, who I haven't spoken to since last time I spoke to her was in 2019 in August. And it was a birthday party, and it was really weird speaking to her, because she's staying at my dad's. She's just come back from Australia or somewhere, and she's just staying at my dad's, and then she's going off again. And it's really weird. I said to her, you know what? Because my dad's got his phone on loudspeaker. Wasn't a great quality call, to be honest. It was a bit, kept cutting out in that, which is weird. Because I've had conversations with people the other side of the world, and it's been clearer than just, 30, 40 miles away. Anyway, I said to her, I could tell your voice. If I could I'd recognise her voice. And she said, because I'm here. Because, that it's only me and two other people here, and you know their voices. And one of them is male. And the other one's got a different accent. I said, no, not that. It's just, I just would recognise your voice. Well, you said I'm common. That's the opposite to saying you're common, isn't it? If I say I'd recognise your voice, if I wouldn't recognise your voice because it just melts into all the other voices, that's common. That means you're common because you just sound like everyone else. The fact that you have a unique quality to your voice means that you're clearly not common. That made sense. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? And she said, okay. Now, the weird thing about it is, I found out and it wasn't a long conversation, because she's my dad's sister, younger sister. And it wasn't a long conversation that we had in 2019. But she told me something that I didn't know. And I've mentioned this in the past, it's a while back. Her and my uncle tried to adopt me and my brothers. And again, I'm not sure where my dad was at this point, but hey, that's not important. I don't know quite what that was, or I think I don't know if my dad was going to be there as well, or she just basically wanted to, her and my uncle were going to buy this massive house in London. She had 2 kids, he had 2 or 3 kids, and they were going to have us as well. We were all going to live in this house together, a bit like the Waltons. And the social services or whatever said no. Too many kids. So they just wouldn't allow it. Which is ironic considering what they did allow. So yeah, it's weird. And she said, and I didn't realise that. And I mean, I've always got on with her anyway, so I've always liked her. I love her. She's my auntie. But I never had my uncle that's like passed now. He was the one that was gonna probably finance this whole thing. He was the one that was going to do it with her. And I guess at the time she was married, he was married, so it was going to be a big, family in order to keep us all together, to protect us. And I never got a chance to thank my uncle because he wasn't there because he was ill. He was very unwell. He wasn't there on that day. And the next year he left. He left us. So it's kind of, and he's someone that I never really hardly had a conversation with. And and he was funny. He was a nice bloke. He was funny, but he just didn't seem to it's like I was invisible. Well, I felt invisible. I'm sure he didn't feel that way, but it's just, yeah. And like knowing that at one point he was actually willing to really make some huge sacrifices, personal sacrifices for my well-being, and me and my brothers, but I'm focusing on myself here, for my well-being, my safety. He was willing to really go all out with my auntie to keep us safe, to keep us part of the family. And sometimes for me, I'm getting a little bit goosebumpy, but sometimes for me it's about the intention. Even if it doesn't work out, which it didn't work out at that time, but regardless of that, the intention was there. The intention of love, the intention of protection and kindness and wanting to help. That means so much, I think. It does to me. And even though, they weren't allowed to do it, which I don't know why, it seems weird. I mean, this was in I was born in 1970, so we're talking maybe 1971. It's not exactly, there wasn't a huge amount of red tape back then. So yeah, I don't know quite. I mean, I need to speak to my auntie really to get more details, because she was best friends with my mum, my first mum, and I had three mums, 4 if you include the mum I had. So my second mum really was my foster mum, who I was with for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then my third mum was when I was 7 till 15, 16, 16. And then from 17 till now, that's been my fourth mum. So I had 4 mums. But I only remember, I only remember 3 of them. I say remember. I don't have a lot of memories of the first one. Although, I did, I lived with her for the first 6 months of my life, and then from the age of about just after 2 till probably 5 or 6. So and then from 7, I remember that mother, and the one from 17 onwards. Still now, and I'm in my late 30s now, so it's at least 6 or 7 years. But my foster parents, I so love to see them, to say thank you. But I don't know how to get hold of them. I don't know if they're still around. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I don't know. I mean, you think I was a baby. My nan said I was between 3 and 6 months old when the number one mother left. So I was in foster care, adopted. Well, no, in foster care, they wanted to adopt us. And the social services had to contact mother number one, and she came and got us. So they clearly loved us, me and my other brother. My oldest brother was with my nan and granddad. So we were split as a family. I have questions. That's all I can say on this. I have questions. It's only one big question that keeps coming up. Yeah. So, I'd like to meet them. I mean, just because it's a long time ago and they were fostering, doesn't mean that they were old. I mean, by that what I mean is if they were, even if they were in their 40s, they could well and truly still be around. And if they were in their 20s, they're only going to be in their 70s now. They'll be under 80, so they could well and truly be, well, around and well and happy. If so, I mean, they might have had lots and lots of foster kids for years, and they might have fostered hundreds of kids over that time. So they might not even remember me. But if you think about it, I was a baby with them. From like a baby, a 3-month, 6-month-old baby, whatever, to about 2 years old, just over 2, maybe 2.5, something like that. So that's a big period in a small child's life. So that I would have known her and him as being my parents. Yeah. So I just like to contact them. All I want to do is just say thank you. If you know anyone that fostered a Juicy Jason, JJ, in 1970 or 71 till about 72, 73, contact me. And it was in Enfield, North London. Well, yeah. Edmonton, Enfield, North London, as far as I know. And I'm guessing it would be a couple, because I don't think in those days they allowed one person to foster. In fact, I'm not sure that they even do now. I'm not sure if they let just like one person on their own foster a child. I think it needs to be like 2 people together, but I might have that completely wrong. But back then, I'm 90% certain that I'm probably 30% right, I would say. Possibly. I mean, how cool would that be to knock on the door? Do you remember me? I might have changed a little bit. Wow. Or if they open the door, go, Mummy, Daddy. Yeah, that'd be weird. So maybe I won't do that. But you know, could you think I spent a year and a half, maybe 2 years nearly, living in that house? They might still be in the same house. And there might be things that I remember. I mean, they're probably redecorated by now, because a long time ago. But some people do stay in the same houses for, you know, it might have been a bungalow, so maybe they didn't have to move out. I mean, you know, if they had mobility, I'm hearing bleeping. So if they need mobility issues, I mean, if you've got a bungalow, it makes it a little bit easier to convert and stuff. That's what I mean. I don't know what I'm talking about. How did I get talking about that? I'm not sure. I could really do with a nice big biscuit. Sometimes, you know, it's all I need. All I need in the world is a biscuit. So it's Tuesday today, Wednesday tomorrow, then it's Thursday, then it's Friday, then it's Saturday, and then 1 week until my stomach stops gurgling. 1 week, and the big 22nd of February, Dubai boxing is on. It's like multiple world titles, different fights. It's like, wow, such a good bill. They're always good bills, but this is, I'm not going to say it's the best bill. It's probably the best bill, but that's going to depend on who you like. You know, I'm quite a big fan of the heavyweights. So there was a bill last year. I think it was last year. Maybe it was the year before. And there was multiple heavyweight fights on there, including a world title, heavyweight title. And that was one of my favourite ones, because Wilder was fighting, Zhang, I think, was fighting, Joe Joyce was fighting, Dubois was fighting. Like, there was just all on one big night. And yeah, that's a really good night of boxing. So this is probably technically even better than that. It's going to be really good. I'm trying to think who's on. Zhang, the Big Bang Zhang's fighting. I forget his name. He's unbeaten and he's a really good fighter. He's fighting him. Bertabiev versus Bivol, number 2. So they're fighting. They're their headliner. Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker are fighting. So Daniel Dubois is defending his IBF world title against Joseph Parker, who used to own the WBO heavyweight championship belt. I'm trying to think who else. There's Shakur Stevenson's on. There's a lot of really good fights on. Is Opetai? No, Opetai is not fighting. I could look at my laptop. In fact, I'm going to just have a little look. Come on, turn on. I'm trying to turn it on. No, it's not worked. Come on. That's it. Airbnb. Why am I getting Airbnb messages? Blimey. Right, okay, so if I go to boxing bill, 22nd Feb. Whoops. Right. Videos. Greatest card in the history of boxing. I mean, it might well be, to be honest. So, these stupid adverts. Daniel, right, it's an ITV website, so it's not gonna. So you've got Bertabiev and Dimitri Bivol. Then there's Daniel Dubois, as I said, Joseph Parker, Carlos Adams against Hamza Sharis. That's for the WBC World Middleweight title. That'll be really good. And then Joshua Buatsi against Callum Smith. Great, that's something I look forward to watching just on its own. I'd watch that just as a headliner. And then you've got Shakur Stevenson against Floyd Schofield for the WBC World Lightweight title. And there's so many world title fights, it's ridiculous. Virgil Ortiz Jr. against Israel Madronov. And that's going to be a really good fight. It's... yeah. I mean, the idea that Joshua Buatsi and Callum Smith for the WBO interim World Light Heavyweight title is at the bottom of the bill just shows you how good the bill is, because Callum Smith, former world champion, super middleweight world champion, Joshua Buatsi, an Olympian, unbeaten, and Callum Smith's only been beaten twice, once by Canelo and then by Beterbiev. So there's absolutely no shame in that, because they are phenomenal, both phenomenal fighters. The thing about it is, it's weird with boxing, because I think the fans can be like super fickle. Someone loses a fight, it's like, oh, that's it, they're no good anymore. And I mean, Frank Bruno, he won a world title on his fourth attempt. And we didn't give up on him. So the idea that someone loses a fight means that, they're no. You can lose multiple title challenges and still eventually win it. I mean, Frank Bruno lost in 1986 against Tim Witherspoon. He lost in 1989 against Mike Tyson. He lost, is it 3? 1, 2, yeah, he lost against Lennox Lewis in, I think, 1993, 92, 93. And then he won it in 95 against Oliver McCall. So, yeah. And another thing, like Oliver McCall, the year before, knocked out Lennox Lewis. So it's kind of, just because, you know what I mean? I don't know what that meant. So I'm looking forward to that. That's next. Oh, and we're not finished, sorry. So that was Joshua Buatsi and Callum Smith. It's not bottom of the thing, it's way down. At the bottom it says Zhilei Zhang against Ajit Kabayel. So Big Bang Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang knocked out Joe Joyce twice pretty much in a row. And he's now fighting Ajit Kabayel. And Ajit Kabayel is unbeaten and he's really good. Really, really good. and that's for the WBC interim world heavyweight title. I don't think there's any more. To be fair, I don't want to see any more. That's enough. One. Blimey, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 big fights. That's enough. It's enough. And it's going to be starting at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon until midnight or something. So, yeah, 7 fights is enough. And there's no fillers. Because sometimes you get a filler and like, it's exciting for those that know who the boxer is. It's going to be exciting for those at ringside because they might have travelled to see the boxer. Anyway, Vinny started barking. A caterpillar farted in the next village or something, and he's going, so, little monkey winds me up. So I'm going to go. Oh. So I will edit this and upload it tomorrow morning because too late now. I'm going to just get ready and go to bed. So thank you. Let's see if I've got any. So my latest recording. Can you keep your eyes open? It's had 55 plays. So that's all right. No likes though. No likes yet. Oh no, wait a minute. It has 1 like. I've also got another one scheduled to upload, which is the 10-hour version, which will be uploaded in half an hour's time. It's now no way, it's 11:30. I didn't think it was that late. Genuinely did not think it was that late. 11:30. I'm normally in bed by 10. Where's the time gone? Right, so that's me. Thank you for listening. What do I yawning? Remember to be kind to yourself because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. Lots of love. Bye.